Hello and welcome to the final 9 holes of the 2020 Preserve Championship, hosted by Airborn Disc Golf. This coverage is presented by Prodigy Disc, and we are at the 4th stop of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. We have got 9 holes left to go in this. Big Barry commentary, Jeremy Koling, joined by Paul Ulibarri.
Can't wait to do this.
And Simon Lizotte with 7 down the front 9.
He's making big moves.
Yes, he is.
Big time moves from Simon Lizotte, but you would expect nothing less from this card.
And we have got the front 9 breakdown right there in front of you, and there are so many people that have just made their way back into the action. Hole 10, we're going to have a hole breakdown from Paul Ulibarri.
Hole 10 is the Preserve signature hole. Coming in at just under 300 feet, it might not be the hardest hole on the course, but with the beautiful brick building up this massive green, it's definitely one you will not forget. Let's see how it plays out.
And this has been a social media superstar throughout the week. People taking pictures of this green from across the fairway. Very generous sized island green, but it's one you must birdie.
With this right to left wind that they do have, I think it was right to left, maybe a little kind of cross right to left.
Mm-hmm.
It's been playing pretty tough though on this day.
And Simon, that's a bit high. That's going to be drifting left. It could be in danger. Wow, just barely hanging on. He is. I think that means you're safe.
I love getting umbrellas. When
Yeah.
you get that umbrella sign, you know you're in bounds.
Always. Eagle going forehand. And oh no. Oh my goodness. What a mistake and a bogey in this situation with only 9 holes to go. Trailing Calvin by 3 strokes. Can, I mean, almost end your chances right there.
Calvin's probably pretty perplexed on what's going on right here.
Yeah, and he is off left, pin high, but at the edge of the circle. 3 very subpar drives for this group.
Nikko with. He's just got that chalk all over that hand.
Have you ever tried throwing a forehand with chalk? It seems like it would be difficult.
Very difficult.
And
this needs help.
Is flexing this one so wide.
Oh.
That could roll. Wow. An eagle going to the drop zone, and we're going to have 3 putts from well outside the circle. At least Calvin is somewhat close to it, but Nikko and Simon are pushing circle 2.
It looks like Nikko was in bounds, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Simon to keep this birdie streak alive.
And that's a no.
And that is off left. And the door is open for Calvin to open up a 2-stroke lead. And he is off the top of the basket again.
I would have bet a lot of money.
Wow.
That 1 over par would not be the score for this
Yeah,
group.
you're not seeing that on mini cards out here, let alone lead card. With only 9 holes left, I mean, that is an opportunity lost from each one of the members of this card. So Eagle only 4 back with 8 to go. He is not out of it, but something special needs to start happening starting right here at hole 11. A hole that we have seen him throw a drive into circle 2 with that roller first round. So if anyone can do it, Simon and Eagle are 2 people that could. It's a par 4, 667 feet. believe hole 1 of this course is 667. So there's a couple at this distance, which is not that far for these players in 2 shots. Really, anything that's in the fairway that advances without hitting left side or right side is going to be in good position to get up and down for the birdie. That is so good.
That's so far.
That is so good.
Wow.
And that is almost at the play. He might be able to jump putt that into the green. Maybe give that an opportunity for the big eagle. Calvin with it. Also a huge drive. Just scooting out to the left edge of the fairway.
Nikko asking for a little love, and he got it.
Yeah. And even though that did not get its full potential, that's a good angle for his approach shot. I really don't think Nikko's going to be in that much danger. And once again, I think eagle, okay, it's standing up, but not all the way up. I thought he missed his line by just a bit, but that's still probably the furthest drive of the group.
Yeah. Probably only 150 feet from the hole.
Mm-hmm. If that was able to get up on edge and stand up vertically, that could have been something really special.
This was a great break for Nikko. That was heading straight in the woods, and if you get deep in there, it is pretty difficult to get up and down, and it just knocked him right down to where he was able to do that right there.
Great touch. Once again, showing off the forehand.
When you get those good breaks, you have to capitalize.
And Calvin with a good approach. We get to see how close Simon got. Yeah, he's got putter in hand. He's lining up jump putt. Probably 100 feet or so. And a great effort coming in just behind the pin to control it from that distance at that height. That is cool.
Eagle is closer than him.
Wow. I wonder, I don't know what he did in round 2, but so far, the 2 times we've seen him play this hole, he's been putting to the green. I mean, like he's looking for 2s. That's pretty cool. And Calvin in for the birdie. Eagle just with that left, meaning that we are going to have another star frame here on hole 11. Another $25 to the Edge program, which is a really awesome program that Jay and Des Redding have been leading for a long time. And there it is. Star frame graphic. The Edge program has put over 100,000 lightweight discs in the kids' hands over the years, and still continuing to educate kids across the country and bringing disc golf to schools. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. A big part of the growth of the sport is coming from the Edge program, so it's a great partnership between Jomez and them. It's good to see.
Hole 12, the last par 3 on the course. Actually, that's not true. Hole 17 is also under 300 feet, but just a mid-range or a putter down the gap.
This one's kind of easy to pull it to the right, and that's really the only thing that you can't do here.
And Simon looks like he has done exactly that.
Good kick. There's just something about this hole. It's just tough to like penetrate left It seems like it wants you to pull it a little bit to the right to make sure that you get a little extra on it. And I think it might be because it plays a little shorter than you think. You don't have to have that much power to get it there.
Calvin going high line. If it gets to that bush, it's home. It does not. And there's an opportunity for Nikko to get a stroke back, potentially.
And I just can't fathom Nikko missing this line.
Yeah, this is so up his alley.
Fan grip, stable driver.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're looking for right there.
Just perfect.
Just clockwork. There's a couple people in the world that I would put on the line to save the world from an asteroid if you birdie this hole. Nikko's one of those people. Paul Macbeth.
The world's toast if I have.
I'm throwing a sidearm on it. We're definitely doomed to find the one that we elect. An eagle with an errant early hyzer.
That's a scary thought. Simon's gonna need something special from this spot. There is a drop off right behind the basket as well.
Oh my gosh! Oh, wow!
Pay no regard to the drop off behind the basket.
And the way that he pays regard to it is by going the high hyzer line to avoid that extra distance if he misses it. Doesn't have to worry about that though.
Great imagination on that.
This guy is just a human highlight reel. It's awesome. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if that got rung up? Wow. And Calvin
answers.
Had Eagle made that putt, that would have been up there for the longest combined putting distance we'd ever seen on camera.
Yeah, it looked like Calvin was just inside circle 2 right there.
Wow.
Which means Simon's was a good 90 feet.
Yeah, something like that.
Unreal.
That'll go in as a throw-in.
Nico's just like, what do I gotta do?
I know. He is unable to make up that stroke on Calvin. Hole 13, par 3, 363 feet, low ceiling. Forehand is such an advantage just because of this low-hanging branch that you can see in the fairway right here that really is difficult for the backhand turnover. You got the forehand, play it out wide, have it skip up to the right, but we have seen a couple good backhand Anheuser drives get up to the green. Really coming into the home stretch here, though. Every hole's so important. And as you alluded to earlier, Simon dealing with a little bit of elbow pain, unable to throw the forehand right now. Going backhand turnover, and there is one of those many low-hanging branches.
That is a big-time mistake right there. But we just saw him ring it up from 90 feet, so birdie is not out of the question yet.
Really have stopped saying that this isn't possible or you can't do this or that.
Shout out to the fan who came up to me and said, you have to throw a 360 on this hole. And I said, what? And he goes, yeah, it's 360 feet. You have to throw a 360. I was so confused.
For good reason.
But I will next time.
Yeah, sure. It makes sense. Calvin going forehand destroyer, coming up just a bit short and right. Only 15 feet left to the pin for the birdie. Have you ever tried the chalk forehand thing? Have you ever tried anything like that?
No. I do the chalk for putting and stuff when it's, really sticky out, but no, I've never. I don't necessarily like having
that is so good.
That type of grip.
I just feel like the disc would slide out. I don't think that I would. I don't know. Maybe I should try it because Nico's doing some good things with that forehand.
Right. I always blow into my hand to make it a little bit even more sticky.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a habit of licking my fingers for the tackiness that it gives my hand, but some people don't like that.
I do the same thing. Mine's more for the Cheeto factor, though. Just kidding.
There was a reason why Cheetos weren't on the Munch Madness top 16.
That was a good sidearm by Eagle.
Oh,
Wow.
Simon.
He probably thought he made that. That looked really good.
Yeah.
This is a tricky little putt.
Wow. And that was further back than it looked from
Right.
the catch cam. Calvin with a really great putt with a low, awkward ceiling from 27 feet.
Eagle already ready. Wasting no time.
And that's a good birdie putt. And Nikko, closest of the group, he's going to tap in for birdie and get to 36 under.
And let me introduce his first back-to-back in 2019 Disc Golf Pro Tour champion, Chris Dickerson.
Calvin with a one-stroke lead heading into these final 5 holes. Hole 14, par 4, 730 feet. Kind of a scary tee shot just because the bigger you go, the easier that approach is, but the farther up the fairway you go, also the narrower the landing zone is. OB is very possible on the left side of the fairway, as is turning the drive over too much to the right and not having an approach up to this elevated or slopey hillside green.
There was a right to left wind here, which was actually pushing a lot of discs to the left, so it's going to be key for these guys to turn it over. But if that does happen with that right to left, it kind of pulls you into the right side, so throwing a fast disc on this hole is very, very difficult right there.
And Calvin does turn this over, and that is a huge break, kicking back into the fairway. He could have been in no man's land if that had penetrated through the woodline at all.
I really like the way Nikko plays this hole by slowing the tempo down a bit, using an overstable disc to kind of flex it up, make sure that it comes back. Doesn't go for a lot of distance, just does a nice little placement shot here. And right there, right now, with Calvin off to the right, this is really important for him to land it in bounds. Wow.
Yeah. Not going for much, just putting himself in that very comfortable zone.
Love that.
Yeah, that's playing within your game.
That's golfing.
That's exactly what that is.
Eagle's like, golfing.
Yeah, I'm 5 back with 5 to go.
Yeah.
I'm going for a 2 here, buddy.
Yep.
And really, there's no reason not to. I mean, this is a hole that we were kind of wondering, can it be reached by these top distance guys? And we're about to find out.
Now, Eagle has been turning over his drives a bit lately, so I'm curious to see if he can flatten this out.
Good. Yeah, and there's a turnover again, but man, that thing came out with some steam and another good break. These guys must be on the lead card or something.
Nikko is probably just like, really? It's just going straight in the woods on the right and then just poking out. This is going to be sent. Uh-oh. Actually.
Hold over. Hold.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my, wow.
He just said almost good. What is he talking about?
I just
What else are you trying to do?
had a sour taste in my mouth from seeing how far that was.
Nikko going full driver. This is a dangerous play here. He's going to have to land it. That's perfect. Wow, that is hard to do right there. That is a quick green. And
That
if it
is
gets
such good distance control.
Yes, very good. That is a tough shot.
He cannot see the full base of the pin from back there, and to be able to calculate that distance perfectly. Look at this. A little twirly bird.
He got an extra 7 feet out of that.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I don't know, man.
Eagle looks like he did kind of filter back into there.
Looks like he's throwing a catch disc. Is he throwing a Makani?
It's a putter, actually.
This looks like
Sure. We use them to putt with.
And I think I know what Simon means by almost good. I think that
He was trying to do it.
yeah, he just knew that he can't go for that putt from that distance. He needs that full 650.
I just saw him make that putt. I'm not buying it.
That green is too fast, my man. And he's only 2 strokes back. Wow.
That was also a putter.
That's
Jerm.
what you're supposed to do with them.
What a great save. I mean, honestly, though, that thing was Anheisering into the Mississippi.
Calvin, wow, not much of a bid there, and the door is open for a tie ball game with Nikko stepping up to this putt.
He's always so animated, like he's just smiling, like
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be further than that.
That is so good. We are tied at the top, and Simon Lizotte, he's got a birdie. He's only 1 back, and at this point, these guys know that Emerson Keith just dropped a 16 under, and he's in the clubhouse at 39 under par. So these guys aren't even in first place right now. They're actually strokes back. But that's kind of how this course works, because this is a birdie festival, folks. And on this course, you save birdie. You don't save par. Saving par is basically like taking a bogey in other places. So very important for Eagle to do that, just to jockey for the position that he wants to finish in this event. Hole 15, par 4, 700 plus feet. Really, just got to get through this gap here, and then it sets up a pretty open approach.
Little leaked high, and that's gonna leave him. See, this is the thing, though. That was not a good shot. He's out of the gap. That's gonna be almost a brainless hyzer.
Yeah, but he's in save the birdie position now,
Yes.
because it wasn't the best shot, but he's, not as far as he'd like to be. Certainly not as far as we're going to see Eagle and Calvin, and I'm sure Simon. Okay, and look at this. Once again, Eagle leaking out way right. And that is... That's good. You saw it. You saw what we saw. That was perfect.
He's gonna have another putter throw-in opportunity with a nice hillside on the backside of that green. He can actually run this upshot, which is actually a scary thing for the rest of the card, because he makes those.
He makes them quite often. Who would you rather not get hit in the head with a disc from 40 feet away? Calvin Heimburg or Eagle McMahon? Who would you less like to get hit in the head with a disc?
I would rather get hit by a train.
Just kidding. Good answer. That's the only right answer.
Here's Nikko with just an absolute beautiful drive, or upshot right into the backside of the green, filters right down, easy tap in.
Who do you think is throwing it faster?
Eagle.
Eagle.
Yeah, the disc can't even stay in a flight. That's why now I know why he throws so many rollers. It's just
It just naturally does it. Calvin with just the simplest pitch hyzer sidearm approach. That'll be the easiest birdie you can even imagine.
And here's what they have to dodge.
Eagle opportunity.
He puts them online so often. It's like
Oh, great putt.
It's really fun watching Nikko, the veteran of this card, just hanging in there tough, you know? He really is. He's hanging in there tough. Everybody, you know, these guys, Calvin just came off of a great finish. I believe Nikko finished possibly top 20 last weekend, but not much more than that.
Yeah.
So coming off of obviously not his best finish, see him up here, he's got something to prove.
Yeah, he's certainly in the action as we are all tied up here in hole 16, par 3, 378 feet. It's just so much drama coming into these final few holes. You know that 39 is not going to be safe, just with the eagle opportunity on 18 and this big open hyzer. You just got to imagine the number these guys are looking for is 40, maybe 41.
Right. Now, this is a tricky hole.
42.
If you do not have the distance correct, you can be short, leaving a very difficult putt. You can also hit the hillside, roll away into a difficult putt. And even if it's really hard to stick the green. Now, this is really what you want right there, that 25-footer up the hill, and that's not a gimme.
But yeah, going on the backside allows you to putt back up. The last thing you really want to do is leave your drive short and have that putt to the super fast green. Not that you're thinking about how you would want to miss, because you want to put yourself obviously in that position, but obviously a bogey here costs you the tournament.
Now, I'm not sure I like this play. The spike hyzer into the hillside is tough for me.
That seemed to work out pretty
Yeah,
well.
it was beautiful for him, but when I throw spike hyzer, it's 40 short.
Well, you got to be eagle to do that.
Yeah. I just think coming into the hillside with a spike hyzer, you're leaving yourself open for that roll away.
Simon not heeding your advice, going with the spike hyzer into the hill.
Yep.
And just sticks it. That didn't move more than a foot from where it hit the ground.
Why do I throw spike hyzer? It hits the hill and rolls 95 feet.
I don't know. I do the same thing.
I'm angry right now.
You should be. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention.
Not as spiky.
Oh boy, that is
Parked.
That should be a follow flight. Don't know if we're gonna get it. Nope, but it should be, because that was perfect.
This is a big putt for Nikko. Yeah, it's a must make.
Yes.
He loves it.
He knows exactly how important that is. That was a huge putt. Oh, all the way out to the back edge of the circle. How many times is that putt missed low on the comebacker after missing the shorter birdie putt? I feel like you see that happen all the time.
Yeah.
Such a hard comeback putt to make. Simon keeping the pressure on right there, and as you can just see, he has played this round so well. Clean all the way throughout. He has one stroke back of our leaders, Calvin Heimburg, Nikola Castro, heading into the final two holes of the event. Hole 17, par 3, just a short, narrow tunnel here. Low ceiling, 269 feet. Just get through this gap, and if you get through it, you're going to have a putt. But obviously, you're going to want to put this one close as the basket is elevated.
I love the design of this hole coming down the stretch. Hole 17, this shot window becomes so much smaller. You have to be so in control of your nerves, your body, your movements. This is not an easy shot.
Yeah, this is an easy shot first round. Not easy last round. And that was the worst branch. That was the only thing in the way for Nikko, and that has left him 50, maybe even further away.
This is an opportunity for Simon to go in front of Calvin, put a little pressure on.
And you've got to imagine that Calvin is licking his chops right now.
And he does just that. What a beautiful throw.
Yeah. And Simon,
clutch.
At the very least, Simon's going to have a great opportunity to tie Nikko. But Calvin here in a position to take a stroke away, or gain a stroke, I should say. Oh. And just like that, look at this. Wow, we have a situation now where Simon is parked for the birdie. Calvin and Nikko are out of position. There could potentially be a three-way tie.
It's funny how this hole becomes so... That's why I love the design.
And look at Eagle just... I don't know how that went further than Calvin's drive. That came out of his hand immediately. And super important to get up and down, not make any silly mistakes. But Calvin knows just how big that could potentially be.
And Nikko needs to be really careful on this next putt as well. This could be very tempting for him to run this. And this is not easy, and you do have a drop-off with out of bounds behind the basket. He does send it, though. And this could be a little nervy as well.
Oh, sure. Again, that's not nervy.
I don't. Simon just ties it up. That's what we'll say.
Okay.
And Nikko knows it.
And so right now there are 4 players tied at 39 under par. Emerson Keith already in with the hot 16 under, but certainly we know that that's not going to win. One of these guys right here is going to win this tournament on the very eagleable par 5, hole 18, 930 feet. Big drive here. Players are going to want to land somewhere to the right side of these trees on the left side of the fairway so they can see the pin on their attacking second shot. You want to cut off 500 at least off the tee shot and leave yourself that 450 comfortable hyzer onto this green over the bunker. It's certainly going to come down to who can three this hole. Calvin has been threeing this hole every time. Simon obviously has the power to do it.
There is a little left to right wind here, which will carry your disc.
And Simon's drive is out wide, and it's just getting pushed down. And that is huge because Simon, although he's safe, he's going to be on the uphill run up through the high grass. That is going to be a very tricky second shot.
That was very perplexing how it just absolutely fell about 30 to 40 feet in a matter of seconds.
And that looked great out of his hand, but just never got back to hyzering. And Nikko has this thing flexed right. If this doesn't hyzer a bunch, no, that's just dropping right there. That's a great place to be.
Perfect. It really is. It actually squares the next shot up perfectly in between the trees on the left and the tree on the right with the bunker right there. He'll have a great wind read. And he'll probably be going first with who's throwing the disc right now.
And that's huge just for the mental match play. And this needs the hyzer. Oh, it's getting a little bit of lift. And there it goes. It's swinging back into the green. That is a huge drive.
He threw a hyzer over those, which actually now I bet you Simon's even more perplexed because that was a similar line that he threw and his actually lifted. Matter of inches.
That is so far for something that was only a total 4 feet over the ground.
Yes.
I mean, when it went over the lake, it was higher, but wow. So here it is. Nikko first up to put the pressure on. That looks so good.
Looks really good. Dropping nicely.
Oh, and that is beautiful. Nikko 25 feet away for the 3. Simon and Calvin know what they need to do.
Now this is deceivingly far, especially running up the hill. He's going to have to clear these 2 trees, which is going to be a little bit more height than he probably wants to throw.
And Simon has the power to compensate for that, but man, when you go uphill, it's so hard to drive the disc low the way that Simon would like to. Had to go high, and that came up short as a result.
He's going to have to make one of those special circle 2 putts that he has been known to do.
But it's so much more difficult to do it on the 18th hole when everything is on the line.
Calvin goes into the bunker.
And
short.
That is well short.
Advantage Nikko, for sure. Like,
big time
big time.
advantage. Oh, yeah. And Eagle just trying to finish this round with some fireworks. Big hyzer with the FD3. And that was a great shot. That'll most likely be an eagle for McMahon.
Must make.
And just drifted long.
Didn't leave it short, though.
Mm-hmm. Calvin Heimburg for the 3. Oh, and coming up short. This leaves Nikko.
He's been working on the spin putt the last year, I would say. Switching back and forth from the push to the spin.
And Nikko,
What a putt.
cool as a cucumber, knocking down the spin putt. Obviously a tour veteran who's been the #1 ranked player in the world back in the day, has not won a tour event in some time, and just like that, he is back in the winner's circle. Eagle tapping out the eagle. Good finish for Eagle McMahon. Simon with a great run, a great round, best round on the lead card at 14 under, just not quite enough. And what another wonderful event, back-to-back runner-up for Calvin Heimburg. But the story of the weekend here is Nikola Castro, who is the wire-to-wire winner. He's saying he's going to go jump in the pond. And look at that right there, Nikola Castro, 41 under par through 3 rounds of disc golf. Incredible action. Won with a 11 under final round. And there you can see Emerson Keith jumping up with a 16 down. Incredible action. All double digits under par for that scorecard right there. Incredible. That'll do it.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
For the Preserve Championship, brought to you by Airborn Disc Golf. Our coverage was provided by Prodigy Disc. We're Big Berry Commentary. We're out of here. Peace.
Watching the Preserve Championship here in Clearwater, Minnesota. We had such a great time. I just want to say congratulations to Nikko and congratulations to Kale. We had such a great time at your property. thank you for making it possible for all of us to be here to enjoy this property.
Thank you guys so much. I can't tell you how much this means to me for everyone to be here, for it to come down to the wire like this, for my good friend Nikola Castro to win this. It's just a very special thing for everyone to be sharing in the preserve love, and I can't wait for next year already.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back next year. Thank you to Project Disc for making this event and our coverage possible. Thank you, of course, to Airborn Disc Golf, the company behind Kale, I'm sure the volunteers that made this possible. We'll see you at the Discraft Great Lakes Open.
Thanks, guys.